everybody, welcome to Casey Cardinia Library's Sid in the Garden session. My name is Beck and this special little fellow here is Sid. Some of you might already know Sid from our Sid Sings sessions and our Sid Reads sessions, but today we thought it's so beautiful outside that we might do some things in our garden. Would you like to join in? Oh, that's wonderful. We're going to plant today some seedlings and some seeds, and we're going to try to grow something that I found in my refrigerator. Can you believe it? How funny is that? And you might have something like that in your home too. I'm going to pop Sid down here next to our pot. Pop him down here. Can you see him down here? Here he is, getting ready to see what we're going to do. Now today I have got some special little plants, and these are called seedlings. You might have seen them at the nursery before. But we've also got to grow today some little packets of seeds. I've got lots of different ones here. You might have some of these at home. And I'm going to show you what to do with them. I'm just going to pop these down. And I'm also going to show you how to grow something out of your fridge, which I've got some things over here, and we'll look at those later. So the first thing that we need to do when we're going to grow some plants at home is to have some dirt, some soil in our pots. Now Sid and I got our soil out yesterday, so it had time to air and be nice and safe for us to put our hands in. But I don't really like my hands being very dirty. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my gardening gloves on. You might have some at home. If you don't, it's okay. Just give your hands a really, really good wash afterwards. See, got my gloves on. So we're going to make a bed for our garden, for our little plants. And to do that, we're going to make holes in the soil. I'm just using my finger. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that at home? See here? We've got, how many holes have I got there? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll put some holes in this pot as well. These pots are different sizes, aren't they? So I might not be able to put as many plants in this pot. And look, I've made 3 spots in this one. Will you count them with me? 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. Now what we're going to do is we've got to get some of our seedlings out of the container so that we can get them into our pots. To do that, we're going to gently squeeze the container and tip them carefully into our palm. Oh, it can be a little messy sometimes. Doesn't really matter because we needed to get them out anyway. We'll start with these ones. Can you see here? I've got 2 little plants there, and I'm going to gently pull them apart. I've actually got 3. Look, there's a third one that fell down. We are going to put these little plants into the holes that I've made. The holes that I've made are like putting the plant into a bed. Oh, that's a bit crazy, isn't it? Do plants have beds? Well, actually they do. But what we've got to do as well, we can't just leave them sit like that because they don't have any blankets on. We need to put their blankets on so that they can stay warm and toasty and grow bigger for us. So we need a little bit more soil. Now I've got my little gardening spade here and I've got some soil, and I'm going to get some soil out. You see it there? Look at that. And I'm going to pop it carefully around my plants. Just like pulling the blankets up on them. Look at that. I've tucked them nicely into bed. Good gracious, that's a bit funny. But I've got some more plants here. These ones are broccoli. Green trees. Who doesn't love broccoli? These little fellows were lettuce. These little fellows are broccoli. And broccoli is one of Sid's favourite things to eat. That's a bit funny, isn't it? Who would have thought that Sid the Sloth would like to eat broccoli? But he does. So we're going to try to ease these out just like we did before. I wonder if these ones will fall out like they did. Oh, there we go. I'm going to tip them over. And can you remember how many holes we had? How many beds we had? We had 4. So we need to carefully get 4 little plants apart from the rest. I'm going to pop these back into their other bed. This is like a cot. This is like a big kid bed. Now I'm going to separate them up and I'm going to pop them in their holes and get them into their bed. Oh, Sid wants to get closer. I'll help him in a moment. Tucking them into bed. And what can you remember what we needed to do? We needed to get some more soil and pull their blankets up. Now, we'll get some more soil and we are going to tuck their blankets around them so that they'll be toasty and warm, just like our lettuces. Look at that. Just gently tucking them in. There we go. This is something that you might be able to do with your special grown-ups at home. It's pretty fun. There's one last thing we need to do to these seedlings though, and that's to give them a drink, because we don't want them to be thirsty while they're having a nap in their bed, do we? So I've got a big, oh my goodness, look at this, a big watering can full of special plant water. Get Sid sitting up there because we don't really want Sid to have any. And I'm going to carefully tip it on here and give them a little bit of a drink. Just a little bit of a one. Can you hear the water sprinkling? Oh, that looks fabulous. These are just a little bit more. And now we can just let them go and see how much they grow. They might grow, how much do you think overnight? Maybe just a little bit. But over weeks, they'll get bigger and bigger and grow up big and strong. And then we'll be able to pick the broccoli to eat. Yummy. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to leave this pot for last. You can see here, I've got a special little house. This is a seed house. A seed house? Did you know seeds have houses? Well, they do. And this is one of them. I'm going to take the lid off. And we are going to have a look. And you can see that I've got some soil in here, just like we had in our other pots. This is a different sort of soil, and this is called a seed raising mix. It's a bit of a funny name, isn't it? Now the first little seeds that I've got are coriander. I'm going to take my glove off so that you can see what the seeds look like. They're very, very little. Look at that. Can you see them? They're so tiny. What we're going to do, we're going to pick them up. We're going to drop them in to my first little spot. They're so tiny. And I have got a little stick here popsicle stick that's got the plant's name on it. So I can remember what I put in there. I'm going to tuck that in there so I know that that one there is coriander. Now I've got more seeds here, and this looks a little bit funny because this is seeds on tape. That's funny, isn't it? It's quite different to these ones, isn't it? And what we're going to do with these ones is we're going to tear the tape and we're going to sit it on the soil like this. I might put 2 more on, I think. 1 and 1 more. There we go. And I've got a little stick with the name of this plant too. And this one I've written on it and it says broccoli. Because Sid loves broccoli, so I'm growing some more. The next thing that we are going to grow is, when I can find my seed packet, is some lettuce. So we've got some lettuce seedlings, and this is the seeds from lettuce. And let's have a look. They look quite different to the other ones, don't they? They're very little. And we're going to pop some of those into our soil as well. We're going to sprinkle some in, bit by bit. There we go. And I'll pop the other ones back, ready to grow another day. And the last thing that we are going to grow is some spring onions. Got a picture of them here. Can you see? Let's tip these out. I wonder if these will look like our other seeds. Do they? They're very different, aren't they? They're black. Goodness me. And we are going to sprinkle some in here, and in here, right the way along. You can't even see them in there now, can you? And just like our other two, I've got little sticks telling me what is in each pot. Now these are a little bit different to our seedlings. They don't need very much blankets at all when they're in bed. So I'm going to get my little spade and I'm using a different sort of soil. And we are going to just gently sprinkle that over the top and tuck them into bed. Just carefully tucking them in. I think I need some more. There we go. Along we go. Keep going till they're all tucked into bed. Wonderful. They're all tucked into bed. Now these little seedlings, they need to have a drink before they go to bed too. But we can't water them with the big watering can. We actually need to use a spray bottle because they're so delicate. We give them a nice spray like this. And then we're going to put their lid on. Just like that. That's the last thing we're going to do for them. You can see there's some holes in the lid here. We need to shut those. And when the little plants start to grow, we'll open those up. So I'm going to pop this aside here now. And the next thing we're going to do is to grow something from what you might have in your fridge at home. I'll pop my gloves back on. If we have a look over here, you can see that I have got some little plants just sitting in some water. That looks funny, doesn't it? what these are, this is a lettuce and a celery. You get them as a big bunch from the fruit and veg shop. But what I've done is just chopped the top off and popped it in some water, and it started to grow. But now it needs a bit more help. So we're going to pick it up and we're going to tuck it into bed. We're going to make a hole just like we did for the bigger plants, and we're going to tuck it into bed. And we're going to do the same. We're going to make a hole, so we're making a bed, and we're picking up the lettuce, we're popping it in the hole, and then we're going to tuck it into bed. There we go. Look at that. Instant garden. And just like all the others, we're going to give it a bit of a drink. Tip this in, give it a bit of a drink. And it'll be interesting to see how much it grows. There we go. Now the last thing I want to show you is how you could make one of these at home. It won't look like this, but it'll work just the same. Sitting here next to Sid is a funny looking bottle. And what that is a soft drink bottle that I've cut in half. And this will turn into a hothouse just like this, and you can grow plants in it. So the first thing we need to do is pop some soil into it. Pop some soil into it. Just like that. You see? Then we're going to sprinkle some seeds in it. And I am going to sprinkle some more coriander seeds in it because it's my children's favourite. Pop it in there. You see the seeds? I'll pick it up for you in just a moment. Can you see the seeds in there? Awesome. Now, can you remember what we needed to do? We needed to put a blanket on the plant. So we'll put a tiny little bit more soil gently over the top, just like that, and give it a spray. And then, just like our hothouse, we need to put its lid on. And this lid has got a hole in it too. At the moment, we need the lid on it. But when we start to see plants grow, we just take that off. And tuck that on there. And there we go. I hope that you've enjoyed Sid and I in the garden today as much as we've enjoyed having you. We hope that we'll see you soon at Casey Cardinia Libraries. Bye for now. Bye.